Joey's has been on Film Row since April 1st, 2010. So we're celebrating 8 years here. We grew a lot, but we were also lonely a lot. Just in the last couple of years, we have quite a few places open around us, which makes me really happy. There's more foot traffic and more people finally finding like, oh, you're here? You've been here? Yeah. So I love it. I have bought Joey's Pizzeria as a business that was closed for a while from Chef Salah. Mm-hmm. He owns Joe's Cafe. I worked for him as a caterer for a while, but then the opportunity came, and I worked as a pre-legal subrogation specialist for 10 years, and I just decided to quit my job at the time and buy Joey's and start making pizza. The day that Chef Salah walked through the business with me, and I said, so where do we get dough from? And he says, you make it yourself. I'm like, what? And the rest is history. I come from Bosnia originally, and we are raised to know how to cook everything, including dough and breads and stuff like that, at the really early age, because you have to, like, the sons stay at home and the daughters, they get married to a different household, so you're making your mom and dad proud as a good cook. So. Yeah, they push you really hard to cook. As most of my customers know here, I have the regular menu that I don't update a lot, but every Friday, from the beginning, I always had something from back home on a Friday special. Why Fridays? Because Friday was the most busiest day with most, different people here coming in, so they wanted to try it, and it was a guarantee for me to sell it too. So they get to try my culture and some of the recipes from back home, from childhood, on Fridays, and then I started implementing it little bit by little bit through brunch, through here and there. So I'm constantly trying to bring something new, because that's what Oklahoma City is about. Yeah. The pastries, the dough is actually very simple. It's just salt, multi-purpose flour, and water. Water needs to be lukewarm, and it's hand kneaded, and it has to rest in a little bit of oil for a minimum of 1 hour. And basically, I always have to have like a island-shaped table, long, and then I just stretch it with flour and dough roller to a paper side or paper thin, see-through kind of filled dough. What I grew up on and what it is on our brunch menu is the one with potatoes and onions, which you had a chance to try, and then beef and onions, and the last but not least is the one with cheese, which is mascarpone and feta and spinach, fresh spinach. You cannot taste feta in there at all once you try it. It's not too much feta. This is a very lengthy process, somewhat stinky, because it's fermented fermented cabbage. And it's a whole heads of cabbage. We circle out the middle, the heart of it, and then we stuff it with salt and just another mixture of salt and water, proportionate, and then that sits for about 25 to 30 days and gets fermented, and then it's very easy to pull those leaves off. Then you make them a little bit thinner on that thick spot, and then the stuffing is simple and delicious. It has beef and pork ground. It has bacon, rice, carrots, onions, and garlic, and it's cooked for like 3.5 hours slowly. It's not on the menu. I do have a black book in the office, and you have to get in the waiting list, tell me how many you need, and then when they're done, I just call you. I have already done quite a few people in the last 3 weeks. So we have a few appetizers on the menu. One of them is Mediterranean meat rolls. We also call them Italian stuffed collard greens. I have so many names, dolma, yaprak, because so many different people came in and they said, my grandma used to call it this and my mom used to call it that. So anyways, in my store, in my village where I'm from, we use collard green leaves because wine leaves, first of all, my dad would be so mad if I picked wine leaves off of his wine. But they're too bitter for me so I like this version. And basically the stuffing inside is the same as the cabbage rolls. Pizza is 50% of our sales, so it's very important.
Sure.
We have 18 specialty pizzas. You can build your own. We do our own thin crust. We just took off with the cauliflower crust like crazy. So the ingredients are all, I know everybody says fresh and this and that, but I think really the secret is in the dough and in the sauces, and then just how creative you are. I mean, think I have captured everybody's taste a little bit. So